Greetings everyone, my name is Neil Welch and today we're going to work on the 4-week jam pack for early jazz saxophone. Thank you for joining me today. I'm very happy you're here. Today, let's make sure that we've got our horn plus the PDF that goes along with this video. If you don't see the PDF attached below, you can find that at neilwelch.com/lessons. That PDF has 4 weeks of lessons structured with 4 separate sessions. This video series has all 4 lessons broken down. In lesson number 1 here, we're going to focus on the 4 primary jazz sounds: do, dit, dot, and da. So let's take that PDF, page 1, and look now at letter A. Let's do these out of time. I'll say them once again. Do, dit, dot, da. Now you hear that all 4 of those sounds have kind of a different character to them. Do is the longest. Do. Dit is our shortest. Dit. Dot, I like to say it's short, but it's a little fatter. Dot, it's got a little more weight to it. Our last one, da, is very similar to the do in its length, but it's got an accent. Da. Here they are individually. Do. Dit. Dot. Da. Letter B now. I'll start by saying the first line at letter B out loud. I'm not going to sing the pitches, I'm just going to say the sounds. I always like to practice with my metronome. I'm going to start at kind of a medium slow tempo, maybe even a slower. So I've got my metronome set to chord note equals 84. I always like to take these exercises slow with my students. Make sure you don't go too fast. Here we go. Let's say it out loud. First line at letter B. 1, 2, and. Do, dot, dot, do, dit, dot, dot, da, off. Now that very last one, you notice that I held that quite a long time. I cut it off on beat 1. It's a half note. At a slow tempo like this, it's going to seem maybe a little bit longer than you might anticipate. So make sure you're really counting inside your mind and keeping that chord note pulse going. Okay, let's play letter B, just the top line together. 1, 2, and. So starting at letter B, let's play the full piece now. I'm going to skip the repeat. We'll just do it one time. We've got 16 measures to play here. So there are a few rests in here that might give you a little bit of trouble at first. Try it along with me on the video, and if you don't feel like you're very successful with this the first time, it's no big deal. You're just sight reading. You've got the whole week to work on it. So I'm going to turn my metronome on now. Again, I'm at chord note equals 84. Here we go. Letter B, 16 measures. 1, 2, and. Okay, everyone. So now moving on to letter C. We're going to start expanding these sounds using a common rhythm. Again, over the B flat major scale now, though. So letter C. Do, 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 dot. Do, 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 dot. I really want to encourage you to drive your air as you're playing. Here's that first measure at letter C. So as I move along, I'm making sure not to breathe in between the notes I'm playing. One common error I hear a lot of students do is they try and breathe between pitches when they have to re-articulate with their tongue. You might find yourself going or kind of stopping the air inside of it. Maybe not a total audible breath, but at least a stop of the air. Make sure that you drive that air through the end of the quarter note. So let me say that again. do, 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 dot. Let's play just the first line at letter C and see how we do. Here we go, everybody. Turn my metronome on again. Chord note equals 84. A 1, 2, and. So continuing on now, I'm going to work my way to the top of the scale, one full octave up. I'm going to re-articulate that top note in the octave, then I'm going to work all the way back down to the bottom. So we've got a repeat in this exercise too. Let's actually use that repeat this time. So we're going to be playing our 16 measure phrase twice. Staying very patient with ourselves, trying to keep in pace with me in the video. Let's turn on our metronome. So I'm playing, you can hear it, nice mezzo forte volume. I'm playing strong, but I'm not playing blatty. Here we go. 1, 2, and 3, and. Repeat. So those of you who may not have as much experience in jazz music are noticing that my feel is quite a bit different than what's represented on the page as far as the rhythm. So what I'm playing has a swing feel to it. I'm going do, 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 dot. I've got this feel of do, 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 dot. We call that a triplet-based swing feel. So I'll just say that out loud one more time. Do, 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 dot. What you see rhythmically written on the page is more straight, like this. Do, 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 dot. Now that obviously doesn't have a swing feel to it. So let me just compare the two. Do, 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 dot versus do, 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 dot. Now at a slow tempo like this, it's a little easier to feel it, again, as I said, a triplet bass feel. Do, 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 dot. Now you'll hear that the notes that are on the beat, 1, 2, and 3, are longer than those off the beat. This is foundational to swing too. I have another video which is called Easy Articulation for Early Jazz Saxophone, and if you want to learn more about jazz articulation and feel, I encourage you to check that video out too. So moving on to letter D. We're going to continue this feel now, but with do dit instead of do, 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 dot. So I have in the directions here at letter D to clap and say these rhythmic sounds out loud. So we're going to do that together. Let me give myself my tempo. Let's stick at that same 84. 1, 2, together, and do dit, do dit, do dit, do dot. Repeat, 2, 3, and do dit, do dit, do dit, do dot. Last time. 1, 2, 3. Do dit, do dit, do dit, do dot. So the rhythms that we're playing here and clapping are actually from a tune which is by the great pianist orchestrator Duke Ellington. This is called C Jam Blues, also called Duke's Place. So we're still using notes from our concert B-flat scale, out of order though. So from letter D, we're looking now at measure 5 with the repeat. Same rhythms, but now we're playing our pitches. Here we go to everybody. Everybody, let's play medium tempo. Let's play mezzo forte. We're going to bring up the tempo a little bit. Be at 104. So this is a nice melody. It's just a 2-note melody, but very common. So 3 times here. A 1, 2, and. A 1, 2, and. One more time. 1, 2, and. Okay, nice job, everybody. So when we play that tune, C Jam Blues, also known as Duke's Place, we play that little riff 3 times. When you play it 3 times, you've got a total of 4 measures per phrase, which equals out to be 12 measures, and that's our blues form, the 12-measure blues form. So make sure you actually do that 3 times to get used to the feel inside of all that repetition. All right, I hope you had a great time on week 1 of our 4-week jam pack. When you join us for week 2, I really encourage you to master this first page before we move on. All the language and the foundational principles that we worked on in this first week are going to really help us out in weeks to come, especially in week 3 when our melodies are going to start to get much more challenging. Great job, everybody. Hope you enjoyed today's tutorial on our 4-week jam pack for early jazz saxophone week 1. Thank you for joining me.